What is going on, people? So it's the day after Christmas, and we have a new hero coming out, Kise. This looks like the version of her before she becomes the Moonlight version. At least that's what it looks like to me. This is the meet the heir of the 6th world leader of the Nocturnes, Kise. So, as you can see, she looks pretty awesome with this scythe. She's got this purple outfit on. Looks pretty cool. She's an ice thief, and she is a tank killer. So let's look at her moves really fast here. She has a Full Moon Scythe. Attacks with a scythe, damage dealt increased by 70% if the target is covered by a barrier. And then her special is Dark Scar. Attacks all enemies with a scythe, penetrating defense by 60% if the caster is stealth. And her ultimate is the Nocturne. Before awakening, leap toward the enemy to attack. Before granting stealth to the caster for 2 turns, damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's current health. And then after awakening, she leaps towards the enemy to attack, increasing skill cooldowns by 2 turns. Before granting stealth to the caster for 2 turns, damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's current health. So that's pretty awesome. She gives herself stealth, so she won't be taking a butt ton of damage, as well as crushing people's faces, and screws up their skill cooldowns. So that's pretty awesome. And her animations, as you can see to the side, they look pretty awesome as well. There's also a new artifact, Lisa's basket. New thief exclusive artifact has been added to Epic 7, and it is at max level 40% chance to grant increased attack and critical hit chance to the caster for 1 turn at the end of the turn. It's kind of a weird thing. Increases their attack and critical hit chance for 1 turn at the end of the turn. So I don't know if that's some kind of odd wording there, because what good does having your attack and critical hit chance increase at the end of your turn? When clearing stages in the side story of Small Miracle with heroes that have Alexa basket equipped, players can obtain even more resources. So they get even more resources by having this in Small Miracle. So that's kind of weird, because you're still able to get 4 of the artifacts that you already used to increase the drop chances. And if you weren't aware, the best thing you can do with them is to just equip them onto each one of your heroes and not upgrade those Small Miracle artifacts. Unless you're going to max them out, they don't give you any extra. So just put them on your characters one at a time at the low level, and that's the best you can do. So the Kise and Alexa basket drop rate up banner looks like this, and it will be replacing the Chiron banner. Schedule is for 12/26 to 1/9 is how long this banner is going to be lasting. And we're also going to get Kise's side story, A Prayer to the Waxing Moon, which should be interesting. I really like the way the side stories are in this game. I like how they go back and fill you in on all the backstory on the characters. Really awesome. So we're going to get to learn a little bit more about Kise and Ludwig, although it felt to me like we already learned enough about them. But, well, we at least learned a lot about Ludwig in the story already. But Kise, maybe we'll get some more clarifications on what she was up to. And that'll be running through the first month of the year on the 9th day. Your account has to be a rank 9 to be able to play. Play through side story stages, collect the event currency New Year's gift, and exchange them for great rewards. Now let's take a look at some of the rewards here. And I have Blazing Souls, Otter Fangs, Twisted Fangs, Margola Seeds, Giga Phantasms, Epic Frost Runes, 15 convenient bookmarks, and the reputation, 30 sky stones, 3 silver stones, some bookmarks. Ray Labyrinth Royal Capital Area 1 will be opening. They're just showing you what's going on here. Reset time every Monday. Entry restrictions: in order to ensure stability during the reset, players will not be able to enter for 5 hours prior to the reset on Sundays. So if you're going to do it, make sure you do it before then. If the reset begins after entrance but the player clears the labyrinth before Monday, they will be able to obtain the rewards as normal. That's really nice, just in case you somehow get that down to where you only want to start right before it ends. If the reset begins after the entrance of the player is not clear, they will be forced to exit and the labyrinth will not receive the rewards, so keep that in mind. Going over some new equipment here. Greater Lost Warriors equipment. Defeat normal elite bosses in the Royal Capital and Hell for a chance to obtain the following equipment. You're also going to have a low chance to obtain this equipment. This Greater Asmir's Fighting Ring. Defeating normal and elite monsters. It's a defensive ring with random sub and main options. Hell difficulty Logistics Officer. Collect Queen's Guard, drop the rate by boss monsters in Hell difficulty and exchange them for various items. The Logistics Officer will be encountered 100% of the time at designated locations in the labyrinth. The limit on number of purchases for items resets every day at server reset. And here is a picture of these new weapons. And as you can see here, there's a change here we'll talk about in a second. But as you can see, got some nice attack stat, defense. This is a really nice piece of armor here. This dagger is really nice. Health, attack, speed, and crit chance. Definitely would like to use it on my Ken. Labyrinth improvement and changes. In order to make battling more convenient, a retry function has been added, so that's pretty nice. Especially since they show it's free here, so you know that you're not wasting anything by doing it. Ray Labyrinth quality of life improvement and changes. Boss guide will now also display information about the monsters that spawn with the raid boss. The boss guide will now also include additional tips to assist players. So this is also pretty nice because just knowing what the boss can do sometimes isn't the biggest problem. Sometimes bosses, you know, their little minions are just as deadly. So it's nice that they're adding that feature. So here we're talking about the level adjustment display changes. So as you can see here, it goes from tier 2 to now 15. So they're changing the tiers to just level ranges to allow players to judge equipment more efficiently in closer detail. Equipment item levels. All equipment tiers will be changed to levels. The higher the level of the equipment, the more powerful it will be. So tier 1 goes to level range 1 to 14, tier 2, 15 to 29, 3 to 30 to 43, 4 to 44 to 57, 5 to 58 to 71, and 6 to 72 onwards. This is kind of a weird leveling range. I would have thought it would have went to 1 to 10 or something like that. Maybe 1 to 20. That would make a little bit more sense, but whatever. Equipment with higher abilities will have higher in level than those with lower abilities, even if they are in the same tier. Miscellaneous. All tutorial UI item names, blah blah blah. Everything in the game is now going to be displaying item levels, no longer tier levels. And they're also putting support memory imprint displays on your friends list here. So if you have a nice memory here for your character, you can show it off to your friends and get more use out of them. People will probably want to use them more if they have higher memory. Other improvements and bug fixes. Fixed an issue with soul burn is used to challenge Stormrail's execute skill. The effect overlaps with that of her passive skill, Electric Charge, and remains until the next attack. Auto Battle, the AI causing Cigarette's skill, Guillotine the fight, attack enemies who were not invisible, has been fixed. In Auto Battle, the AI causing Coral's skill, Accurate Strike, and Baptism of Fire to attack boss monsters first, has been fixed. The discrepancy in coloring between Assassin Coach's battle sprite and animations has been corrected. Now these are hero corrections. Monsters have been corrected. In the Ray Lamberth Royal Capital, normal. Queen's stats have been nerfed. Her speed has been reduced by 10%. The damage of Devour Arcan takes for Queen has been reduced by 20%. The skill Corrupted Web has been changed here. It used to be sprays Corrupted Web at all enemies, decreasing speed for 2 turns and decreasing combat readiness by 50%, cooldown 2 turns. And now it is sprays Corrupted Web at all enemies with 75% each chance of decreasing speed for 2 turns and decreasing combat readiness. So that means that each character has its own chance to be affected by that. Side stories. Dialogue in Small Miracles has been polished. In Hidden Achievements, a small miracle when NPC Mercedes uses Dimensional Rupture with Soul Burn, cooldown no longer resets. The E icon notifies an item is no longer mistakenly appears on the artifact quest list in Small Miracle. A Zero's Basket has been added to list of enhanced artifacts in Small Miracle. Lex's Basket receives a base bonus of 50% when the artifact is used at max 30% when it, as well as bonus to event resource drops. A 30% bonus as well as a event resource drop. The bonus event resources provided are a Small Miracle Red Sox and Bakeries cooldown coupons. Hunt. The drop rate for the lowest level items in Hunt Stage 7 has been reduced by 30%. Arena. In order for players to more easily see when a complete victory reward is obtained, after completing a battle and returning to the arena lobby, a notification pop-up will be displayed. Summon and summoning techniques. The Kayron banner, everything on there, is now added to the convenient summons there. So if you missed out on Kayron, don't worry about it. He is now in convenient summons. You'll be able to free pull him with your daily free pull. Guilds. Additional information has been added to the members list to help guild captains manage their guilds. Daily contribution as well as whether or not a member has checked in today. Weekly contribution. So this is really nice because sometimes it's hard to see what people are doing and how active they are before you want to kick them or not. Like if people are active and stuff, they're doing things, you want to make sure that you don't be kicking them. But sometimes people, they're not active, so you gotta make sure they're doing everything that you need them to do. Bug fixes and quality of life improvements. In order to resolve an issue in which the arrangement inventory, after selecting try again or moving to the next stage, players were unable to continue the game. The arrange inventory button no longer appears. This is very nice of them to talk about and do something about, because this affected me multiple times before I realized what the problem was, and then finally stopped doing it. And then every time after I would beat something or one of those pop-ups would say, oh, your heroes are full, oh, your inventory's full, I would just not even do it. I would just back out completely and then look at them through the main menus because I didn't know exactly what was going on. Recalled heroes skills no longer shows awakening in a hero's details. The UI of the try again and lobby buttons after a battle has been improved. Items are no longer added to the enhancement materials when checking the item's tooltip during equipment enhancement. The size of the indicator of the artifact inventory menu showing that the artifact equipped has been improved for more comfortable viewing. Queen Diane now has an animated portrait, so if you didn't get her, some salt in the wound. They're just rubbing it into you. You should have got her. You should have pulled for her. And then they are adding some extra text to the English version of the game in Sanctuary and Adventure mode. Healing animation is no longer displayed when a stage is failed due to heroes dying. And they have fixed an issue where players face continuous server disconnection when logged into the same account on multiple devices. And then you can now see how many Morgors are already owned when browsing Hooches and Gobbler shops. And that is the end of the patch notes today. So I'm actually thinking about pulling for this Kise. I really like how she looks in this game. I liked her other version also, but that's a Moonlight pull. I'm not sure which one you would want more or less. If we look at the journal in game, let's take a look at the Kise that we have right now in the game. If this will ever load. Alright. Judge Kise. So, right now she is a light warrior and not a ice thief, so there's that going for you. She attacks with a scythe with a 35% chance to decrease defense for 2 turns. Attacks all enemies with a scythe. Damage dealt increase with more enemies. And her ultimate wave of light attacks all enemies by distorting space and time with a 50% chance to increase skill cooldown 3 times by 1 turn. Chance to increase skill cooldown 3 times by 1 turn. I don't really understand what that's trying to say. I don't know if it's 50% per attempt that she's trying to do it and there if it succeeds all 3 times, it goes she's lowering their cooldowns by 3, or if it's a 50% chance to have a 1 turn skill increase on their things. If you know, leave it in the comments. But she obviously is more of a waifu here. She definitely has more revealing clothes. But I think this character, her moveset is more appealing to me. But I will see you guys next time.